Hi, this is Angela again with Confidential Kennels, and we are here making, which everybody's probably heard of, that does raw food satin balls, but I have a different little spin that I put on my satin balls, which is raw hamburger meat mixture, which I'll be explaining to you guys. Also, I do a lot of raw feeding with, I use chicken and beef, so kind of the rule of thumb for chicken is I do bone in. However, if you have a dog that just likes to swallow, doesn't really chew, then you want to do boneless with the bone in. You want them to be basically a size of the amount that they can break down. So nothing too big and nothing too small where they can choke. So for a massive breed, something like, legs and thighs is good. For a smaller breed, something like wings is good. And if they're swallow and they don't chew, then use boneless. So we'll get on to the satin balls. The ingredients I have here, basically for the satin balls, I'll fill you guys in for. So I use quick oats. Those are like minute oats. Molasses. You guys can see this. Molasses. Gluten. Most of the stuff you're going to find in the cereal aisle, with the exception of the hammer meat and the eggs. So gluten. And this is unflavored. You can use flaxseed oil. I use the salmon fish oil, and I use coconut oil mixture. But you can use vegetable oil. You can, or the flaxseed oil. But this is what I prefer for my dogs. I just feel like it puts a higher shine on their coat and their skin, and I see better results with it. Eggs. You need 10 eggs. So for 10 pounds, I'll put the measurements up. So basically for 10 pounds, it's 10 eggs and 10 pounds of hamburger meat. One smaller box of quick oats, not the big box, I use half. One box of, I use this bran flakes, but you can use Total. A lot of people like Total better. I like Total, but a lot of times when I go and they don't have it, I don't know if people don't eat it anymore or what, but so I end up substituting with this. And then I add for breakdown spinach. This is frozen spinach, but you guys can use fresh spinach, and the reason I do that is because it helps like a fiber to process meat. In the wild, the animals have fur on them, so the dogs or wolves are eating fur, which helps to digest and push through the meat. Domestic animals don't really have this, so that's why I use the spinach and also the eggs. And when I use the eggs, I use the entire egg shell. So I'll break open the egg and I'll crush up the shell and put it into the meat, and that helps to break down the food and process it. So getting started, I use 10 pounds. This is a 10-pound recipe. I have mastiffs, so if you have smaller dogs, you can cut this in quarters or halves. 10 pounds of hamburger meat. One box of quick oats, which you guys know this is a large one, so I'm using half of this. You guys use a bowl. I like to use this pan. I think it works a little better. Also, we'll use wheat germ. I don't have the wheat germ right now, so basically I'll use more oats and more flakes, but you can use a whole bottle of wheat germ, which is just kind of like, I would say it's probably 8 ounces. So our eggs, 10 eggs. Oh, we didn't get a hold on. Just the whole shell and everything goes in. going over the side. Now it's too high. Handle that. Here's a handful of spinach. Dogs don't really care for the spinach, so I try to break it up within there. So for the molasses, you're going to want 1 1/4 cup molasses, 1 1/4 cup oil. I use 1 cup fish oil and then 1/4 coconut oil because I do the combination. But 1 1/4 is basically the type of the oil it needs. So you can do combination or one type of oil. It's up to you guys. And you can use a measuring cup for this. I've been doing this a while, so I kind of have the measurements down. But measuring cup, 1 1/4 cup. Sorry about that. 1 1/4 cup molasses, the same measurement. So basically, after you get all your ingredients like this, you're gonna mix it thoroughly. You're gonna mix it completely up. Then you can make patties out of it or balls. And then at that point, I put it on a sheet pan, and I will put it in a refrigerator for 3 days, or you can freeze it. Now you can use plastic baggies after you roll them, and use wax paper in between, or you could just put it on the sheet pan like I do, because mine goes pretty quick. So I stack them high on the sheet pan with the wax paper in between them, and in 3 days, whatever's not eaten, I freeze and make a new batch. And that's kind of how I rotate it. And then I use chicken also in between to substitute, so that the dogs are not just eating beef, but beef chicken, you know, so they're not constantly having to make satin balls. But these are really good if you have a finicky eater or dog that's underweight, because each patty is approximately 400 calories. Sorry, each patty is 400 calories. So if you have a dog that's skinny or pregnant and you need to substitute, it's a good way to substitute without getting an obese dog where it's going to have like joint issues, you know. Do a whole box. It's getting pretty crowded, so I'm going to mix it down and then I'll add the rest of it. It's a little messy, it's a little process. Mush through here, break this all together. More oats, just make it a little thicker because we are not adding the wheat germ. Just want it to be a little thicker. Well, I'm pretty messy, so if you are not, you might want to use a bowl or 2 pans. I actually have 20 pounds of hammer meat, so this is um, pretty messy, but I'm going to add another one, so I'll clean up after. As you can see, oh me, I'm a volunteer eater already. Oh, I know what I'm missing, gluten. Make sure we put our gluten in there. 10 packs of gluten. That will help everything stick together, so that will help me out here. Pack the gluten. And we'll mix that. And help everything kind of stick together. Okay, after everything mixed together, you basically want to take it and you can make a little ball out of it. Roll one, like so. You guys can see that. And then some people just stack them like that. I like to make them into patties and put down wax paper and then stack them that way. So I will start adding them to my pan. So now if you have smaller dogs, you don't have to make the patties as big. You can make half the size or half the size of balls, and you can put them on a sheet, put your wax paper, or you can just put them in a baggie and freeze them. And dogs can eat them frozen. That's another important thing. So you can hand them frozen, let them break it down, and do it that way. So we have this going on. I'm going to tilt that down so you guys can see it. I will take our wax paper, put it over, and then continue the process. After I'm all done here, I will put them in the refrigerator, or you guys can put them in a baggie and freeze them. And then I feed my mastiffs about 2 a day, or I'll feed them 4 or 5 pieces of chicken a day. So basically, whatever you want them to weigh, you put the zero behind it. So my females are about 120 pounds, so they eat about 1,200 calories a day, and not worth the meat. This and chicken, and then I supplement as well. So but in the morning, I want to make sure they have about 400 calories, 500 calories sometimes of food, and then that at night as well. And if you have any other questions, you guys can email, text me, follow us at myk9doglife.com or confidentialkennels.com. Thank you for watching.